Well, Matt, you've spoke so often about togetherness in the group. Even though the result wasn't there, it looked evident on the pitch on Tuesday night, with the lads even at 4-1 still keeping going. Has that carried through into training as well?
Yeah, definitely. It's carried through into the evaluation and the review of the game. So we've done that together this morning, and we've done it in a way where everyone's contributing to what their thoughts were, not just my own. So it was everyone kind of buying into the what we did well, what we didn't do as well, what could we do better next time, kind of thought. So, and yeah, extending that to the supporters as well as being together, because I thought they were fantastic on Tuesday night. They were loud, vociferous, and willed us on and kept us going throughout. And the frustration for me is that we weren't able to give them an away day to really remember. But from my boys, from the lads, I thought that they kept going. They played some fantastic stuff at times. Were really front foot at times, but fell the other side of some key moments of the game, which then contributed to the scoreline. So there were plenty of things for me to hold on to in terms of real positives and the way that they played. But of course, things that we have to make sure that we get better at, and don't allow to be a thing where we continually come in and saying we conceded too many goals today, because that won't work, and that won't. We can't expect to go away from home and score 3s and 4s every week. So loads of positives, of course there were, and we've highlighted them today. But of course, loads of things that we have to get the right side of, be aggressive with, and make sure we really kind of take pride in protecting our goal.
When you mentioned about conceding too many goals and things that you need to be in the right side of, is it something that you can hang on to? Like, they look like things that are easily rectified out there on the training pitch?
Yeah, of course you do. For me, it's simple. There's the consistency of we did extremely well on Saturday, and then fell the other side of it on Tuesday. There has to be a level of consistency that we get to, whereby that isn't the case. We're consistent each week, each game, each performance. And we know what we're going to get from it. So there are loads and loads of things that we've highlighted, loads of things that the guys have spoken about. For me, it's just having that mentality of dying in your penalty area, for want of a better phrase, of making sure that this is our house, this is our. We have to give everything we can to get the ball out the back of the net. So. And of course, there were a couple of mistakes in and amongst all that probably made the scoreline look a little bit worse than it was on the night. So eradicate those, cut out a couple of the mistakes. Of course, remain together and positive with each other. Mistakes will happen in football matches. I said it the other night. I'll continue to say they will happen in football matches. It's how we react to those, how we look after our pals with those, and the next things that we do after a mistake.
On the other side of the pitch, the team have scored, I think, 8 goals so far this season. Going forward, they've created a lot of chances, which is always something I know, and they just hold on to that. When the team are creating chances, it's always better than when they're not creating chances. So that side of the game looks really encouraging. Is it about finding that balance a little bit, or is it just one of them things?
Oh, it definitely is. I don't want to be having 4 2s and 3, all of that for the whole season. That's for sure. So, of course it is. We want to continue our attacking threat whilst also remaining really solid as a team. Of course we do. I think it's important to say that we're coming together as a team. We're finding out each other's strengths and weaknesses. We're finding the balances of the team and the moments when we do certain things. So and the occasions where it might call for something a little bit different. We're finding all of those things out, and we're finding them out in tough environments. What I'm 100% sure of is that the experiences that we faced in these first 3 or 4 games will have done and will continue to help our guys grow. It will continue to help them improve, and it will continue to help them be better for us at Walsall Football Club as the season continues. I'm certain of that.
Crewe away is the next challenge. They've had a solid start to the season, haven't they? I think from last season as well, and carried into this, and they've got a really good home record as well. So how will you go about combating that?
Yeah, I think Crewe are a good team with some good players, and they've got a really, really good manager as well at the helm who knows the football club. He's been there for a couple of seasons now. He knows the pieces that he's needed to tinker with, and he's brought a few players in to kind of address where he feels he needed to strengthen. So it's no surprise to me that they've started the season well. Again, to add to that, they've been a team that have, when they've gone behind, which they have a couple of times this season, they've found a way of coming back. And I'll probably highlight similar things in our guys in that they never give in, they keep going, and they keep giving everything they can for their football club. We have to do that, and we have to do more than that. We have to match that, we have to raise that, and we have to be really, really bright and on the front foot in both penalty areas. And we go into the game absolutely desperate to give our supporters who are turning up in the real numbers something to shout about and something to be proud of. And that's our aim on Saturday.
I see you mentioned the supporters coming in their numbers. Should be a good atmosphere up there, shouldn't it? It's as local a derby as we're going to get. I think it should be another crowd of yet another around 1,000 Sadler's fans. So, the support has been phenomenal, hasn't it? For
brilliant.
All Hill
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I thought on Tuesday night they were unbelievable. It was right behind my right ear, and that's probably one of the biggest disappointments was not being able to give them that second goal to make it 2-2 when we were really pushing and really threatening and really dominating the game. And listen, us as a group, us as a football club, we're desperate to have unbelievable moments like that together, where there's 1,000 odd supporters that are coming to a game, that they're travelling and giving everything they can to support their football team, and we're desperate to give everything we can to win games for our football team and for our club, so, and for each other and for the squad and for the staff and everything. We're desperate to have moments like that. Saturday's the next opportunity to have another one of those, so all eyes are focused on that.
Finally, on Tuesday night you provided an update on Tom Knowles, Brandon Commons and Priestley Farquharson. Firstly, I'm assuming there's no real change in their situations, but secondly, on a couple of the more longer term ones, obviously probably not ready to be back in the playing fold yet, but how are Rolling Menzies and Jack Earing getting on as well?
Yeah, Jack is continuing with his work. He's been on the grass at times as part of the protocol, to then not with us, with the physio department, and it's great to see him when he's out there, because that was a horrible moment when that happened last season out on the training pitch, and one that you hate coming across as a player, because it's first and foremost Jack's an unbelievable bloke, and secondly to see him in the pain that he was in was heartbreaking for that moment. So seeing him out on the grass again, running, looking strong, he's really, really heartwarming from that perspective, and seeing him now continue to develop his rehab will be great to see. He's a few months away, but it's great seeing him out there. Rolling is again towards the latter stages of his rehab. He's been out for 8 months, I think it will be. So there's still a bit of a journey to go with him. But we've had him with us as in the main group in a couple of little bits and bobs this week. I think you're probably right in saying that he certainly needs another 4-6 weeks, something like that, to get back up to where he's would want to be with it. And that's part of the process, but in both of those guys there's some fantastic people in there and some really good players in there, both of them that will hopefully affect things when they get back up to speed.